In this video, I want to break down why most people never get their first Airbnb arbitrage deal. And no, it's usually not because they need more information. It's usually because they're doing things in the wrong order. I want to talk about this because I was literally on a call with some of my students recently talking about this exact problem. Some of them are brand new and some of them already have units and are trying to scale. The same issue keeps coming up over and over again. People are spending way too much time researching and not enough time actually talking to landlords. And that sounds simple, but that one mistake is why a lot of people stay stuck for months. A lot of beginners think progress looks like this. Let me check Zillow, let me check Facebook, let me run AirDNA, let me compare comps, let me find the perfect property. Let me make sure the numbers look amazing. And then after I find the perfect one, then I'll reach out to the landlord. That sounds smart in theory, but that's not how deals actually happen, because you do not get paid for analyzing deals all day long. You get paid for when you get into real conversations with homeowners. That's where the deal comes from. Not from staring at AirDNA for 3 hours, not from checking 20 properties and doing nothing with them, not from feeling busy from conversations. That's the truth. And honestly, I think the reason a lot of people do this is because research feels safe and comfortable. Research makes people feel productive. Research lets you feel like you're working. Talking to ChatGPT is pretty comfortable without having to deal with rejection, because the part people are actually avoiding is not the numbers, it's the call, it's rejection, it's hearing no, it's getting hung up on, and it's sounding awkward. It's not knowing exactly what to say. So instead of facing that part, people stay inside research mode. They tell themselves they're preparing, but really they're just delaying the inevitable, which is getting on the phone. And I'm saying that because I've seen it so many times. Someone will tell me they've been working on this for weeks, and then I will ask how many landlords they actually got on the phone with. And they're like, oh, like 2, maybe 3, maybe none. And that's not a market research problem. That's not an information problem. That's just you not taking action. What I tell my students is this: do enough research to understand the general market. Know the city you're looking in, know the area, know the laws and regulations, know whether the neighborhood makes sense, whether it's near universities or hospitals, whatever it is. Know whether the property looks decent, know whether it even has a shot. But after that, get on the phone, because you can find the best looking property on paper and you can still get a no from a landlord. You can spend an hour running numbers on a property, then call the landlord and get shut down in like 30 seconds. So I would rather have someone spend an hour making cold calls, getting reps in, getting experience, than 1 hour doing some deep research on ChatGPT on properties that may never even entertain the idea every single time. The better way to do this is simple. Pick 2 or 3 markets you like, do some light research on them so you know you're not getting yourself in some random garbage, then start reaching out. Call the landlords, call the realtors, call property managers, message them on Facebook Marketplace if you need to, but the goal is always the same. Get them on the phone. Let them hear your voice. That is it. You don't need to write a giant paragraph or email. You're not trying to sell the whole thing over email or text. Don't over-explain yourself. Just open up the conversation and get them on the phone. Because once you get them on the phone, now it's real. Now you can build trust. Now you can explain the business and display your expertise. Now you can handle objections. Now you can see who's serious and who's not. And after you get that first yes, you'll get some real interest and you can get deeper into the numbers. That's a way better use of your time. I had one student on a group call basically realize this in real time. He started understanding that he was doing way too much deep analysis before getting enough reps talking to people. And that's common. Another student said once he stopped overthinking and he just started calling over and over, that's when things changed. That's when the momentum started and he started closing deals for Airbnb. That's when the confidence started building. And that's another big thing I want to say here. Confidence does not come before the reps. Confidence comes after the reps. A lot of people think, once I feel more confident, then I'll call. No, that's not how it works. You call first, you sound awkward, you stutter, you mess up, you say, you learn and you get better and you adjust. Then the confidence starts showing up. That's the real order. Another thing I've learned in this business is that your energy on these calls matter a lot. If you get on the phone acting like the landlord is above you, you're already losing. If you sound like you need their approval, you're already losing. You have to understand the value that you bring as a business owner. That landlord wants their rent paid. That realtor wants that commission. That property manager wants occupancy. You're not calling them begging for a favor, you're offering to pay them rent. You're calling them with a business model that can actually benefit them too. And when you actually believe that, your tone changes. Now you stop sounding nervous. Now you stop shrinking yourself. Now you stopped acting like you're asking for permission to exist. And now you can actually have a business conversation. The mindset shift is huge. One of my students literally said he used to look at landlords like they were like the boss or something, or some manager. Now he sees it more as a partnership, a business relationship. That makes a huge difference in how you close the deals. Also, when you get rejected, it's not that serious. A lot of people hear no once and act like the whole strategy is broken. That's just part of the game. When landlords tell me no, I don't get emotional, I don't panic, I don't get offended, I just keep the conversation going. Why not? What's the concern? I mean, what makes you say that? What makes you uncomfortable with it? Because sometimes the first no is just an objection. Sometimes they just don't understand the model yet. Sometimes they're closed-minded and it's truly a dead end. Fine, move on if that's the case. But either way, that call still helped you get better. That rep still made you better. That conversation sharpened you. You're not failing every time you hear no. You're just training yourself and getting better at this. And speed matters too, especially if you're trying to lock in units before a strong season. Good listings do not just sit there on the market forever. If something decent hits on that market, people are reaching out fast. Regular renters, other arbitrage people, investors, everybody. So if you're sitting there thinking about it 2 or 3 days, somebody else is already in that conversation, touring that house. That's why volume matters. If you're actively searching, you should be trying to get at least 5 to 10 real contacts a day, minimum. Because emailing one person today and another person tomorrow is just way too slow, and people don't got time for that. It's not enough volume to create a real opportunity. And even when you do email or message, the goal should just be to get them on the phone. That's the bridge and that's the move. This is where stuff actually starts happening. And all you need is one yes from a landlord to let you do Airbnb arbitrage. So the big lesson here is this. You don't need to stop doing market research. I'm not saying that. You just need to stop making it your whole personality. Use it the right way. Use it to narrow down your market. Use it to actually filter out junk and understand what decent looks like. But don't use it to avoid action. That's where people get trapped. And honestly, once you fix the order of operations, the whole business starts feeling different. Now you're getting more reps, you're getting sharper, you're understanding the business model, and you feel like a professional when you talk to these landlords. Now it feels real. So when you get that first yes, everything starts to click faster. If you feel like you've had enough information already, like you know what Airbnb arbitrage is, you know how the model works, you know it's possible, but you need help actually putting the pieces together and implementing it in the right way, then reach out to me. You could schedule a one-on-one call with me using the link below, or DM me BNB on Instagram, and I'll get back to you and we can see if this business would actually work for you or not. And if it does, I can show you how we can help you go about it the right way and not make these mistakes.